Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA. Today it's time again for some bloody picks. We have UFC 278 coming up. I will pick the 3 main fights on the main card. 3 amazing fights, and if you want to see my juicy predictions, stay tuned. The first fight I will pick is Jose Aldo taking on Merab Dvalishvili. Now, Jose Aldo is, of course, one of the biggest legends we have in our sport. Former dominant featherweight champion, probably the featherweight GOAT still for me. We have Merab Dvalishvili, who is on his rise to the top, 31 years old, hitting his prime right now in my opinion. Showed amazing heart against Marlon Moraes, one of the craziest comebacks you'll ever see if you have not seen it yet. Go on YouTube, you can find it there. I'm pretty sure you can find it there and watch it, you will not regret it. He's a crazy Georgian. These Georgian guys are just crazy, really. They're like the Chechens, and just guys from this region are just different, a different breed. They're built different. Like, if you watch that fight against Marlon Moraes, Dvalishvili was out. He was lucky that the fight wasn't stopped by the ref. I don't know how he came back from this, but he came back stronger and put on a dominant beating on Marlon Moraes, which was insane. And Marlon Moraes won a split decision against Jose Aldo. But we all know that MMA math is not working, especially not in this case, because Jose Aldo against Marlon Moraes, in my opinion, was a very strange decision. I picked Aldo there, and Aldo is just a guy. He's such a tough test for everybody. His fight IQ is so high, his well-roundedness, like he has no real weakness. He's more of more of a light striker who's like very fast and light on his feet, and Merab is more like the heavy wrestler who likes to throw overhands, grab your legs and take you down. So stylistically, it's a very interesting matchup. Jose Aldo is now 35 or 36, so he's definitely not in his prime if we talk about normal primes, not in his prime anymore, and Merab with 31 is somehow there. It's a very hard fight to predict because both have their strengths, both have their weaknesses, and their styles are very different. So it will be fun and interesting to see how they match up with each other. It's a very weird matchup. I cannot imagine that fight in my head. I cannot visualize the fight going on in my head. I don't know, it's not possible for me. I don't know how about you. Write in the comments how it is for you, but for me it's very hard to get a real prediction for the fight that I'm really sure of. But I just believe Jose Aldo is too smart for this fight. I don't believe Jose Aldo will get in a dogfight like Merab likes it. Because this is where Merab will be dangerous for Aldo. I don't believe that Merab can hold Jose Aldo down on the ground for that long time that he wins the round. I just believe Jose Aldo is very active on the ground, active guard and great jiu-jitsu. That is the reason for my pick that I say Jose Aldo by decision. Because both of them go a lot to decisions. Both of them are not the biggest finisher. Like Jose Aldo was a big finisher, but now not anymore somehow. And both of them have great chins, great durability, and great cardio. So I think we'll get a 3-round masterclass by these two, like 3-round crazy fight, high output, wrestling, stand-up, mixed martial arts. How we like it, how we love it, and probably even a fight of the night. I could really see that being a fight of the night with Jose Aldo getting the probably unanimous decision. And then we have Luke Rockhold taking on Paulo Borrachinha Costa. I really like Paulo Costa. I believed highly that he will be the champion before he faced Adesanya. And then in the Adesanya fight, we saw that, I don't know, we saw another side of Paulo Costa. He was not professional somehow. It seemed like he already was the superstar and didn't want to be professional anymore, just have fun and be the crazy guy and enjoy life. And that just does not work. You can be as powerful and talented as you want. If you are not 100% focused and in war mode, you will end up on the wrong places on the judges' scorecards or in the decision. And against Izzy, that was not Paulo Costa for me. I believe in a rematch, Paulo Costa has big chances to beat Izzy, honestly. I'm not trying to discredit Izzy at all, but I think people forget what a monster Paulo is when he's focused. Against Marvin, he also did not seem too focused. I don't know, it did not seem like the vintage Paulo Costa. But now, if we watch his Instagram and Twitter, he seems as focused as ever. He seems 100% focused. His weight looks amazing already. I don't think he will miss weight again. And I highly believe he comes in as the Paulo Costa that we saw against Romero, as a fucking monster. Rewatch that fight, it's free on YouTube. He was a monster in that fight, a pure pitbull coming forward. And with Paulo Costa, the thing is, in the Marvin Vettori fight, I still don't know how Vettori took those head kicks, especially one of them. I think you can also find this on YouTube. Paulo has fucking fast and hard, powerful head kicks. He throws them out of nowhere. Like his hips are so fast and flexible, it comes out of nowhere. And I love this, it's so beautiful to watch. And I highly believe that motivated Paulo Costa will be a champ. If he stays focused, maybe he has to dye his hair blonde again. That always helps the Brazilians. But yeah, and he faces Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold had 3 fights in the last 5 years, lost 2 of them by knockout. Of course, he's a former champ. He's a great all-rounder, great top control, good wrestling, great striking. The question mark kick of him is his signature move. Like, I never saw anybody throwing a question mark kick that beautiful, fast and powerful like Luke Rockhold. It's amazing, really. This guy is highly talented, but I believe something with his head, I don't know. If you watch videos of him, he's just a weirdo, okay? And I don't say being a weirdo makes you lose fight, not at all, but I don't believe his head and his mentality is where it should be. I don't believe he is the vintage Luke Rockhold anymore. I just don't believe he's that anymore. And after his last fight was, I think, 4 years, 3 months ago, where he got KO'd by Jan Blachowicz. After 4 years and 3 months, coming off 2 knockout losses against Paulo Costa, 31-year-old Paulo Costa, I don't see too many chances for Luke. Of course, man, Luke is so powerful and fast. He can knock everybody out. But I highly believe Paulo Costa is too fast and just too fit for him. I believe Paulo Costa will KO him in round 2, probably with a head kick. I think it will be a KO win for Paulo Costa in round 2. We'll see, man. Both guys look incredibly jacked with their secret juice. I think you saw that to look very closely on them. But I'm curious to see the fight of the 2 big boys. And then in the main event, we have Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, taking on Leon Edwards. Now, Leon Edwards is on a big winning streak. Yes. The only thing that does not really get me, not excited, but hyped for him in my head is, if I look at his winning streak, who did he beat? Is there any name, if you go on ShareDog right now, Google Leon, is it Funky? Or what is his nickname? I don't even know. Leon Edwards. Google his name. ShareDog, watch his resume. Which win does impress you? Okay, there's an RDA win. We can say RDA is a great name. I think it was 3 years ago, so RDA was still at a very good level, because of course RDA is not what he used to be like 6 years ago in his prime, but a good name. He beat Cerrone. Okay. Did he beat Cerrone in his prime? No. He beat Cerrone in Cerrone's losing streak. I mean, who did Leon beat that really impresses you, honestly now, without trying to disrespect him? Nate Diaz? Nate Diaz, who nearly even finished Edwards in the fight. If Nate Diaz wouldn't have did his Stockton OG stuff, he would have finished Edwards.
It's Nick Diaz Army.
Of course, it's always woulda, shoulda, coulda, but I highly believe if Nate Diaz didn't give him the finger and pointed at him, if he would have went straight at him, he would have finished him. He could not finish Nate Diaz at all. He didn't even came close to finish him. Of course, he took him down easily and stuff, okay. But it did not impress me in the fight.
I'm not impressed by your performance.
And Usman on the other side is, man, he beat Colby Covington, who is, in my opinion, such an incredible fighter. He beat him 2 times, fair and square. The second time was a very close fight, but the first time was very dominant. Masvidal, he knocked Masvidal out. He outstriked the striker, so he's not just a wrestler anymore. And from the first fight, of course, Leon Edwards' wrestling improved, yes. Leon Edwards has good takedown defense, yes. Leon Edwards has beautiful striking, his technique is beautiful, yes. Has Leon Edwards knockout power? Of course he can knock somebody out, but he's not a knockout artist. Go on his resume, how many knockouts does he have? Especially in his recent fights. Not many, right? And Usman is only getting stronger with his hands somehow. Usman's hands are looking better than ever before. So we have to ask ourselves, I always think, when I think about Leon Edwards, I just don't see him as a champion. If Leon Edwards wins this Saturday, it would feel so weird because without trying to disrespect him at all, but if I look at Leon Edwards, he's not a champion for me. I don't know. I believe most of the top 5 guys beat him. I believe Burns beats him. I believe Khamzat beats him. I believe Colby beats him. So, look, the thing is, Kamaru Usman, in my opinion, is close to his end. His knees are scrambled. His knees are done. He recently broke his hand. I don't know how much this affected him, but he had a long layoff now from his hand, like from a broken hand. He had like 4 months or something that he couldn't train or whatever. It's a long time for a broken hand. His body is just not the healthiest anymore. And there's always to a certain point that you can go with your body until it just does not work anymore. And he's 35 now, and I highly believe that Usman is coming to an end. Usman is incredibly dominant, incredibly well-rounded and amazing champion. But I believe that he's now coming towards his end. Now, is the end this fight? Will he lose that fight? I believe, look, my heart tells me Leon Edwards wins that fight somehow. My heart tells me Leon Edwards wins that fight because Kamaru Usman is just not what he was in his last couple of fights. I just believe Kamaru Usman is coming to an end. But my brain tells me, look, he's coming to an end, yes, but this fight, he will still be better than Edwards. He will still dominate him and put on a dominant performance and win. So I try to not listen to my heart, but to my brain. So I go with Kamaru Usman by decision. I think he, mixed it up nicely, fights behind this very, very educated jab, gets some nice takedowns, some top control, and just, I don't think it will be the most exciting fight. I hope so, but I don't think so. But yeah, I say Kamaru Usman by decision. But hey, my heart still tells me Leon wins that fight somehow. So we will see. I'm really curious to see that fight, how Usman looks. And write in the comments what you think. These 3 fights, the 3 main fights, who do you believe wins the fights and how? Where am I completely wrong? Where do you disagree with me? Write it in the chat. Let's have a discussion there. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, guys, do it like Nate Diaz and eat your vegetables. See you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye. Lots for doubt.
Eat your vegetables.